What is up, party people? Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we have an account overview of my year-old account here. This ain't gonna be, we're not gonna have too long of an introduction. I want to get straight into this because I know this video is gonna be fucking long. But I do want to set the ground rules real quick. Understand that the way I did my account, I am the kind of guy who will build a character by using either the recommended gear, like I'll just select things that I want. So like for example, say I want to build someone on speed crit, I go to recommend gear, speed crit, do the little slider thing to pick what I want, and then whatever it gives me it, and then later on I'll come back and I'll update their gear accordingly. That's what I do for the most part. And I also refuse to swap gear around. Like for example, if one character is holding gear or has gear on and another character will benefit more from that gear, I will not do that. I will simply go try to get them their own gear. That being said, I'm not against the idea of doing it. I just don't do it. With this in mind, let's get straight into our account. Here we go. So we're gonna go down the line, do every single character, and yeah. So starting off with Selmia, she's obviously my PvE unit. I use her for Golem. I use her for, I think she's in one of my Expo teams. Yeah, she's in my Dark Expo team. That's about it really. She's just a PvE unit. I use her sometimes in various different things, but just mostly PvE. I think, yeah, she's in my Golem team as well. Just PvE. Decent gear, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that's her. Ross, he's one of my tanks. Typically, if I'm playing RTA, I will draft him if Arrow is banned, or if I see my opponent is going to draft in a more standard slowy type, maybe I might decide to go, standard with them, and I'll pick Ross as my tanks if Arrow's banned out. He has pretty good gear, I feel like anyway. He has decent gear. I like having a little bit of effectiveness, I like having ER. I like having a little bit of both so I can land defense breaks more reliably and so I can strip more reliably. But yeah, this is him. Obviously he's on Aureus because again, I typically use him if Arrow is banned. Moving on. We have Haste. Haste is a PvE unit. I do kind of want to use him in PvP though. I know he can be used in PvP. I have ran against someone using Haste in PvP and they actually won. So I know he's, he could be used there, but I haven't used him yet. He's mostly here for PvE. But he's a really strong PvE character as well. Very strong PvE character. Great kit, great lifesteal, fantastic. He's on portrait, and also his duration EE for seal, because that's like the only one that I don't think the other ones are kind of like eh. This way here, the Envoy Cypher, that's not bad, but that's his S1. All of these is kind of just like eh. But Vampire Seal's great because you can essentially have like lifesteal on whatever your target for 2 turns instead of 1. So, but yeah, great unit, pretty good. I like him. Next up, we have real quick. So I started playing this game December 21st or 2nd, 2022. So it's been essentially a year, a year and like 4 months. I'll say about 4 months. So just to give it a clarification on how long I've been playing, a year and 4 months. Next we have Nana. Nana here is a PvE unit. Again, we're not going to stay too long, but here's her gear. This is actually a nice sword, but this is her gear. We use her in PvE mostly in lab. I don't use her in expos. I don't use her literally anywhere else. I think she's only used in lab for me. No, she's also used in Asthmatic Hunt. But yeah, this is basically it. This is just because I didn't have a better artifact to give her, so I just gave her this. And she's on her increased dual attack and speed EE. But again, she's fine. I kind of would like to use in PvP. I feel like the idea of like a dual attack team could be kind of fun, but getting something like that in RTA is really hard to do. So next up, Fire Shuri. We straight up don't use him anywhere. He's just not used anywhere. His crit chance is bad, but if we do this, we go to this, his crit chance becomes a little bit better. But obviously speed imprints and speed imprints, but again, we don't use them. Maybe if I get better Unity set pieces, or better gear in general for him, maybe then I'll get him well, but for now, this is him. We don't use him. He's not used anywhere, like I said, so. Eh. Next up, Queen Samantha. Aramantha, for those that don't know, I call her Samantha. She's my favorite unit. She's the first 5-star I got. She's like when you start the game, you know, you get like a little selector thing, or thing you keep summoning on. She was one I got. She fucking carried throughout the entire game. This gear, as a matter of fact, this gear right here was gear I had on her by the end of January, so a month of playing. This is the exact same gear I had on her. Maybe not the one of these pieces over here is different, newer piece, but this is her stats. I haven't changed it. She has the exact same stats. Obviously, I can try to optimize a little bit more. Maybe try to get her some more speed, drop some attack, because we don't really need all this attack. But with this kind of attack, she just kind of nukes stuff, bro. Like, she just kills stuff, you know? And also we have race stats and crit damage and crit chance, so we could try to get better for both of these. But, both of these, but like I said, she just kind of kills stuff right now. More speed would be great because then she could essentially, you know, open faster than some other units can. I like the bulk on her. A lot of times we be living stuff that we have no right living. Like sometimes I could live with Janua S3, well S1, well yeah S3 if they choose the S3 because they don't have enrage. I could live that with her and like Arrow, versus like if you know I don't have Arrow there, then she just kind of she still barely lives. But if I get my barrier off, because the barrier skills of attack, then we're really good. We're really golden. That means that I also don't have imprints on her. What's imprints are getting more effectiveness, which means that I could like drop some effectiveness here, so I make it up with the imprints, and I could get more stats elsewhere. But until then, this is her. We got her on Etika so she can cycle quicker. Just 40% chance. I swear down, it is not 40%. It has to be like 60, 70% because it procs so often, and with how her skills work, you can essentially S2, S3, S2, S3 just like that in rotation. It's great. I love it. And we got her on a debt EE for Rift. If it's a Rift up, you will swap to the chance to burn EE, so that way you can still use her and you know not have to worry about deading your burns. But yeah, this is her. Love her. She's the best. She's my favorite. Great unit. Next up, Meru Mercedes. We don't use this unit as much as I probably should, but she's okay. This will gear. Like I said, we don't use her as much as we probably should use her, because I don't feel like she's as bad as I think. Like, I feel like my Meru's not that bad, but I just don't like her bulk. I feel like I want more HP, maybe some more defense, or maybe like the defense might be fine, but just more HP. I don't know. I probably should use her more, but I just don't. And obviously, we got her on her own artifact because, well, who else gonna use it? So, Carrot. Carrot, carrot, carrot. We used to pair with her a lot with Samantha, but because of how the meta shifted a little bit, it's hard to pair both of them together and like profit from it. So now she kind of doesn't pick as much as she used to, but she's still there. She's still kind of vibe. She can still do her own thing by herself. Got her on counter set because I figured since she has her own barrier, why not make her counter so she can sustain herself longer. And she also has bugs, so if I do pair with Samantha up here, I can soul burn S3 with ease. So typically I'll never pair Kara by herself, but If I would to, then we can also solo burn her S3 for extra turn. Katie or Chates, she is a PvE unit. At one point, I was trying to use her in PvP, but that ended real quick. But she's a PvE unit. She does great for just solid healing altogether. Um, reducing her thing, reducing her S3 so you can just keep S3 S2, S3, S2, S3, S2 over and over again is great. We got her on Tome, so she's even quicker. She can cycle much faster. And we got her on the EE that gives her ER, because the other two is kind of like whatever. So that's Chates, Katie's, but yeah. Hazel, PE unit, not much to say. Here's a gear, same thing. She's used in like um, fire teams, lab. I don't think she's in any of my hunt teams. I don't think she's even in any of my expo teams. But she's great when she, can get to play in some PvE activities. Oh, she's also good in ref. Really good ref unit too. Tambrin. Tambrin. I, we all know she's like one of the best PvE units. Um, lab unit for me. She's also in a couple of my hunt. No, yeah, she's also in Katie's hunt. Um, she's. I don't think she's in any of my expo teams. She might be in one. No, she's in my fire expo team. And you know, she vibes. She works. She does what she does. I know my HP is low, but she's a PvE unit. Your HP doesn't matter that much. I'm just saying. It doesn't really matter that much. It's okay. Trust me. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. I promise. So yeah. We got her on Potion Vow since she doesn't have the greatest cleansing unless she has her S3 up, and it takes a while for the S3 to get up. So I put her on Potion Vows to help with cleansing purposes. A Mickey. I just built this unit. Why did I build this unit? I don't know, but I did. 1 second. We will do this though. What do we need to do that? Health, I mean, 480. We'll just do that, whatever. Anyway, this is a Mickey. she, we don't use her. I haven't really found a reason to use her yet. But I just wanted to use her. I wanted to build her anyway because I saw her skills had a lot of pen stuff, like pen, and I'm a very big fan of pen. So yeah, we built this. This her gear. We had some wasted stats and effectiveness and other shits, but this is just gear I had on someone else. Actually, I think some of this was Kara's old gear, but this is just random gear I had laying around. So, and we got her on Elspeth, since when she gets weak, when she can't like die in one hit or whatever, when she's about to die, she gives herself immortality, which means you could be 1 HP, which means you get the full benefit of this, right? And with this and her S1, you're able to attack twice thanks to her being low. And that's kind of like my thought process here. So we got her taunt, got her on counter, but whether or not she actually works is a whole nother story. Shoo! Shoo. I don't pick this unit as much as I probably should. I love my shoe. My shoe actually has some of my best gear, at least in terms of equipment score, I think. My shoe's pretty tanky. Uh, she she vibes. We also got her on the swoosh EE, of course. This is a gear. Like, we have some, at least in my opinion, I feel like she's a pretty solid unit altogether. I don't pick as much as I probably should, but I don't know. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to like draft her with the way people are playing right now. But Lethe, we don't pick this unit much either. Oh, by the way, I'm on proof for my more like bulkiness since she's on counter. I figured counter, more bulk, kind of makes sense with the proof. But so she can live more. But yeah, Lethe. I don't pick this unit in an RTA too often. I might have picked up once, maybe twice so far this season. But I do pick up somewhat frequently in Guild War for killing like Arby's or Marus or Mostly stuff like that. Maybe this if there's a Destina there, I might pick her to kill the other problematic units, but we don't really pick her too frequently. With this HP, I think she goes up to like 25, 26k HP with the artifact, but here's a gear. We actually just upgraded her a little bit. She gained like a couple of speed, I think, and I gained like 2k HP, something like that. But it's a gear. It's not like the greatest or nothing, but that's her. It's a good PvE unit. Obviously, you know, your standard stuff. This is just random gear I gave her. Uh, you know, it gets the job done. That's all that matters. Obviously, we got her on her like double attack EE, Daydream Joker, standard stuff, PvE shit, you know. Karina. Now hear me out. I know my Karina's a little, I don't want to say it's weird or different necessarily. I know people do this, but I'm going for a. My goal of this Karina is I want her to be fast, like somewhat fast, because most Karinas I feel like it's like nuking Karinas I just fucking kill. I want mine to be pretty fast with decent defense and HP to boot, and obviously good ER. And I want a little bit of effectiveness so I can reliably, so only somewhat reliably land my defense breaks. So it's kind of hard for me to build mine because I'm wanting like so many stats, right? But it's working out for me. She does really well for me. This is a gear, and yeah, hopefully I can keep on improving her. I've been slowly slating her to get her more defense, which is why she's currently single S. We got 2 more to go, but yeah, that's my Karina. And obviously, Rocket Punch. We also powdered this so it always procs now. Love to see it. Mui PvE unit. You might have seen him from the Mui RTA adventure. This is, I believe, the exact same movie. He has not undergone anything different. Oh boy, he's a unit. Let me tell you, he's a unit. But yep, this is him. Nothing changed. Standard stuff. We got a nice little Daydream Joker. You know how it is. Piera. I don't pick this unit either. She's currently in my Light Expo team. About it. I don't pick her. I probably should. Well, I probably could. But I just don't pick her. Yeah. This is her. As a matter of fact, I have literally yet to actually use her. Got her on her own artifact because I didn't know what to put on her. So, yeah, that's my Piera. I probably should pick her more. I don't use her at all. Yeah. Furious! PvE unit, of course. Here's his gear. We got him on Andre's crossbow because I don't know what else to give him. He's not really a DPS for me, as you can tell by his low everything. We got him on the burn chance EE. Oh no, hit chance EE. Because, you know, another debuff I guess, right? But yeah. He's a unit, I guess. Lua! Another poster child for my account. Lua for me is like a last pick. I typically try to pair her with like someone like Zio or something to give my opponent a choice. Ban Lua or ban Zio kind of thing. But yeah, just standard Lua stuff. Decently high effectiveness, you know, okay on speed. Obviously not the fastest you could be, but we're trying. Now that we have the Forge event here, I plan on getting her a new necklace, which will be another 9 speed here. So, we'll be at like 284. Kinda nice. Aether PvE unit. However, I haven't gave him his gear back since I stripped him like a very long time ago. This is back when I first started the game. We stripped him, but I do plan on actually giving him gear and like using him somewhere again. As I made a promise that I will do this at some point, so he will get built again one day. But for now, not yet. Momo. We just built this unit. I built this unit to do a lab. Very good unit. Very solid unit. Highly recommend if you haven't built her yet. Do it. She is a PvE god. This. Let me tell you. But We got her on Raw for more healing purposes because she doesn't heal the greatest. So more heals. And yeah. Angelica, she's my Ribbon tank. Same exact gear I gave her fucking way back when I saw the game. This gear has not changed. We probably can get her better gear, but like it's PvE. You don't really need cracked out gear for PvE. We got her on Candlestick. We got her the debuff E. But again, she's a PvE unit. You don't really need all that much for PvE. Moving on to our green unit, we have Alencia. Alencia. This is the exact same gear I got her back when we had the injury AI. This is the same gear she had since then. I do pick her fairly frequently in RTA because people tend to, I don't know, I feel like people undervalue how much damage she does or just how much injury she can do. So I pick her into stuff like Laya, into currently like Laya, Albedos, if they go like Lethe or even Zeos and stuff, she's really good into like a number of different units that's currently in the meta. And people tend to just let her go. They just focus someone else like my Karina instead, and then my Alencia might solo the team. Alessia's still a good unit. I feel like she gets flack when she doesn't deserve it. I feel like she's better than people give her credit for. I know there's quote unquote better injury units out there like ML Shoe, but I feel like Alencia still can do a pretty good job for single target injury. But hey, I got her own artifact which increases her crit chance, which I'm not at 100. Well, 85 or whatever. Well, yeah, this is why I'm not at 100. I was right. Well, I'm not at 100 crit chance. But yeah, I don't really have another better artifact to give her. Well, at least I didn't. I probably do now, but I didn't have another artifact to give her at the time, so she's on this. And she's on the healing E, of course. Next up, Zoc. So, hear me out. Hear me out, okay? For starters, I know he's pretty slow. I get it, I know. I know he also doesn't have like the craziest damage in terms of crit damage. I get it, I know. But he has beef, a little bit of beef, right? Here's my thought process. People see Zac, and they assume squishy, polyfast to kill the evasion unit. So, they either will ban the Zoc, or they will try to kill it with some high damage unit. Typically, I draft like a mid or something, like Arrow, a Tywin, or Ross, right? Them eating the damage for Zoc means that he lives. They realize, oh, this Zoc is kind of beefy. Ruh-roh. And they can't kill him before he gets a turn. S2, S3, or S3, the whatever the evasion unit is. If it's like an Aiden and they're behind, let's say, Arrow mid, I won't kill it. I most likely don't kill it. But I get it weak enough with something like my Karina, something like a miss on Samantha, miss on Celine, which we get to her soon, will kill. I built him kind of like a bruisery-ish kind of Zac. That's kind of what I was going for here. And you'll be surprised, he lives pretty frequently. Against a lot of stuff. So we got him on the increased attack EE, of course. And yeah. Oh, and we have him on sort of Autumn Eclipse because, well, my symbol's been taken by strays. Let me explain. So I put symbol strays because I needed someone to hit evasion units way back when I didn't have much, and I just never took it off of him. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I tend to not swap my gear over. So yeah. Anyway, Omen. We picked this unit fairly well. It's not that often, but we pick this unit whenever we go against someone that's cleaving. I'll bring her and bring Arrowell because those two, they have two mitts that can stack each other. Where we have arrow taking like 30% of your damage. Plus I have adamant decreasing the crit. Well, I guess the decreased crit won't matter because we have 20% decreased damage here anyway by single attacks. So the AoE, you know, adamant's still doing its thing. But if I get single attack, we got armor here, so that's great. Plus we have her on Elris, so if we can proc her, she can potentially stun. We have 105 effectiveness, so we have a higher chance to hopefully stun someone. And yeah, she's great. She also has some of my best counter gear, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe not. I think at one point she had some of my best gear. Maybe it was my defense stuff, but this is defense stuff, right? Like, who cares? Yeah, never mind. I thought she had some of my best gear, but maybe not. But yeah, this is my almond. Mostly here for anti-cleave purposes. She works pretty well. I like her. It's great. Green Celine. Another poster child for my account. So, I know people say Green Celine's pretty bad. She doesn't kill this, that, and the other. My Green Celine kills a lot of stuff. Maybe not necessarily like one shot per se, but she kills and does a lot of damage to things that I need her to do a lot of damage and or kill. She really does work. This is my gear for her. I got her on speed pen. A lot of damage. 321 crit damage. This is what we got on. And this E is obviously the attack, the dude with the highest attack E. And we got her on Moonlight Dreamblade to give her more survivability. Because obviously people are just going to try to kill her if she doesn't have evasion artifact. If she didn't get her turn, then she will just probably die. But with this, you have a 20% chance at least to live. You know, to be able to take a turn. And then if you manage to get your turn off, you now basically have a 70% chance to evade with an evasion buff. So, really good unit. I feel like she gets a lot of slack, with a lot of flack that she don't deserve. But hey, that just means that I and people like me get to use her and watch our opponents be like, "What the fuck?" So, I'm okay with this. Gala Lilius. We just built this unit not too long ago. She is an amazing tank buster. I don't need to explain. You guys already know this. Here's her gear. I probably can do. I don't know. I might get better, like more crit damage maybe somewhere. Maybe some more ER. Maybe. Mine's just not giga fast. Thus why we're not on Wind Rider. So in my opinion, if you got like a Galililius who's not like giga fast, it's like an opener type fast, you probably should build some kind of ER because you don't want her to get stripped. So we got her on with this ER. We got her on artifact for even more ER, and yeah, that's my Gala. She does her thing. We pick her obviously against a lot of like tanky units, a lot of HP scaling units for the most part, and she just destroys them. I don't know what the range for mine is. The range for my other account was like 26k. I don't know what the range for this one is, but it kills. Next up, we have Chris, or Kiris. Chris here is a PvE unit. I don't really use her anywhere though. I built her because I liked her really early on. She was like one of my favorite units early on because of the poison thing that she does. But we don't really use her anywhere. But here's her gear. I think she has some pretty decent gear, which again, considering I don't use her, is kind of sad. Like, look at this piece, like holy defense, bro. But yeah, we don't use them. Well, we should at least give the gear to someone else who can use this gear, but oh well. And we did this because this is funny. 50% chance to attack again with basic skill when the target's about a single attack. Because she will likely not kill on her single attack, she now basically has a chance to attack twice, which means 50% chance to inflict 2 poison for 2 turns twice. It's just a funny little PvE thing. It's not that deep. But yeah. Gazelle. Gazelle. I really like this unit. I don't draft this unit ever. I don't bring it into Guild War. It's literally only in expos, and it's only on Water Expo. So the problem with her is obviously she has a passive that she increases CR push gains for herself. Um, so most people build her relatively slow, but they bring like a bridge with her. That's like a lots, a lots, or fucking Doris, I guess, or what's her name? Ahmed. You know, you build these units to go with her. I don't do that. I didn't do that. I built her a bit on the quicker side, not too much faster. Obviously, it's only 206, but I built her a little bit faster with a fuck ton of damage, and in hopes that with Smith and stuff that she can live a hit. I was wrong. She doesn't live. She can't live. If she gets a ton, something probably dies. Most likely, she's not getting a ton though, which means she's gonna die. We do have wasted stats here. This could be HP, but it wouldn't matter. She's a great unit. I like her a lot, but really, I probably need to like redo her entirely. Redo her, change the artifact. I don't know. We need to do something different with her, but ugh, I'm just so disappointed. But it's okay. Lots. Another poster child for my account. However, I don't even use this unit anymore. My guild knows. My guild knows how much Lots and I was vibing. My Lots was living some incredible stuff, taking so many turns because of Tome. Lots is an incredible unit, and honestly, in certain matchups in RTA, he can win you games because your opponent likely aren't going to focus him, and then he just makes your team go and go and go and go and go. Plus, he has great healing, he has regen, it's great. Pair him with someone like Hand Guy, you now have full cleansing, barriers, heals. He's amazing. I need to start drafting him more because he's such a fun unit. But again, it's kind of weird drafting Soul Weavers. I feel like it's just awkward to draft a Soul Weaver. But there's his skill. Obviously, his gear. This is from like January as well when I first started. Very not great gear. Very bad gear. Very bad gear. But that's him. Lucy. Okay, now hear me out. So Lucy, I don't use anywhere, but sometimes in very specific drafts, I will draft her. And in those drafts, it's like a Ravi, Almond, not Almond, Common, like those kind of tanky, slow drafts. I would draft her. The reason why is because she has both restrict and speed down on her S2. I think she has speed down or restrict. Yes, and she has restrict on S1. So the idea here is if you slow down someone who's already slow, or you restrict someone like a Ravi, and you slow them, they just basically never take a ton, and your team takes multiple tons over and over and over and over and over again. So that's what I was kind of going for here. You have 100 effectiveness, 100 ER, because we don't want her to be controlled either. Decent bulk, somewhat ish fast, and here's her gear. We got her on an artifact that gives her both more effectiveness and effect resist as well, so we have better chances of landing some of our um, debuffs. But yeah, we don't really draft this unit ever, but she's there. Lulu, we don't draft her. I don't draft my Lulu ever. Um, but we have her. We just don't draft her. I probably should. She's a really good unit. I know she is, but I don't draft her ever. Here's a gift. The reason why I don't draft her is mostly because again, it just feels weird drafting Soul Weavers. Typically, I draft someone like Green Celine whenever I see a non-attack skill, and I don't want to draft double green because then they could just go something fire, and then it's kind of awkward, right? Especially for someone like Green Celine, who's pretty squishy already. We don't really want to add on being like missing our target either, so it's kind of awkward. Obviously, we got her own artifact for more ER and more CR push, but like I said, we don't draft her too frequently, like at all. So maybe I'll change that next season. Maybe I'll try to change my draft style a little bit, get out my comfort zone, and try just forcing myself to draft some more of these units I don't draft often. Green Ray, Green Ray. He's a PvE unit. We built him specifically to do lab, but here's his gear. Like I said, we built him for lab. He's a really good PvE unit, by the way. If you don't have a Ray build, I highly recommend it. He's a really good PvE unit. Oh, it's if you do like all green teams, that is. We got him on the EE for cooldowns. If you have all green team, essentially you S1 and you reduce your cooldown to S3. Solid unit. Doctor spec, I didn't have anything else to give him. So, said fuck it. Just give him this. Don't really need it though. Might change it to something else, but this is him. Rowana! We don't use this unit either. This unit is being used in Katie's, and I believe that's it. We don't use this unit. I'm disappointed. I was really happy when I bought this unit and built her, but very disappointed. I don't know, maybe I need more HP. Maybe I need to cut defense, get more HP, make her more effective. I'll see more yards, like whatever, but it just didn't feel like her healing was doing that much for me, so I just don't use her. I don't know. And I mean her healing like when they dual attack or counter attack and stuff like that. There's just the healing there wasn't enough. So we got her Water's Origin so she could tank more hits. Camilla, PvE unit. I did originally build her so I can maybe use her in PvP. That was a mistake. So she's mostly a PvE unit now. Well, she's only a PvE unit now. We use her in KDs and Expos, and sometimes I bring her into other miscellaneous like stuff. But this is her gear. We have pretty good gear on her, I think. This is not the ring I thought it was, but yeah. Honestly, some of this gear probably can go to someone else more deserving of it, especially like this ring. But yeah, this is her gear. Conk. Now here's the thing. I don't pick this unit either. Put down the pitchforks. Hold up, let me explain. I like Lua more. And I also like Zio more. So picking three of them together doesn't really work well. And I feel like Conk has a lot of counters. A lot more counters than Lua these days. I mean, Lua has a lot of counters too. But I feel like Conk... I feel like there's more value in someone like sleeping your opposing team and reducing their cooldowns than dual attacking. You know? Obviously she's great, she works how she does, you know. She's a viber. Yes. But I just prefer to use Lua than Conk. We do have a Conk build. We don't first pick either of these units because first picking them it just doesn't go well for me. So if I do end up picking Conk, she's like more of a last pick, 4 or 5 pick. But we have her. She's okay in speed, but yeah. Free Sweat area. We haven't used this unit since the beginning of the game, but I did come back at some point and upgrade her gear. We still don't use her, but we did update her gear. This is her gear, which some of these pieces, or at least the pen pieces, probably could be used on someone else. But this is the gear we gave her, and yeah. I did want to build her for PvP at one point, but that also was something that I quickly realized was a bad idea. We have on the immunity EE, just by immunity, which honestly I don't think it's that great. I don't think that's that great. I think I'd rather have dispel the buff maybe, but immunity's so alright, I guess. Hey Tywin, he is another tank we have. We have enough as another tank. Aureus, I haven't really got to use him too much either. Well, obviously we have racist stats with ER there, but I haven't really got to use him either. I kind of want to put him on counter set because he has an S1 that will steal souls, will remove souls, and I feel like that could be really funny. But yeah, I don't really use him too frequently, or well at all. I use him more in Guild War than I do in RTA currently, but yeah, he's there. He's a good unit. I just wish I could utilize him more. Arrow! We have a pretty good arrow, I'll say. We have a lot of HP, decent defense, speed's alright, and we have a little bit of effectiveness and a little bit of ER. Obviously, we need ER so we can hopefully resist some of the strips, and effectiveness so I can land my stuns and my strips. Well, at least try to. This is her gear. Like I said, she's my preferred tank. Typically, if I have first pick, I will first pick her and go from there. Sometimes I would use, or sometimes I first pick someone like Zio, but that doesn't go too well for me. So we go back to what works. Adamant Shield for additional, mid. Yeah. Next up, Aiden or Auden, how you want to say it. She's my only destruction set character, and I really like her. She kills basically any dark unit. Most dark units she will straight up kill. We gave her a little bit of bulk, so we don't potentially just die to stuff like Karina. But yeah, we pick her fairly often. I won't say that frequently, but we do pick her more often than some of the other units I have. I pair her with like Zio and Karina normally, but yeah, that's her. We got her own artifacts since increased evasion and makes me do even more damage to dark units. So great. If this wasn't exclusive to her, I probably would give her some other artifact, but since it's exclusive to her, I feel like it'd be a waste if I don't give it to her. So Cavil. Yeah, we don't use this unit. Unfortunately, we don't have the speed to warrant using something like this. We just don't have that right now. We do use him in PvE though. Sometimes I just bring him into random adventures. In the last side story, I brought him into that. He's a fun unit. I just wish I can use him in more cases. However, I do have an idea to kind of make him a bruiser. Like maybe beef this up to like 12, beef this up to like, I don't know, 15, 14, something like that. Give him some speed like 200, 180, 190 speed, something like that. Crit damage like, standard stuff like 250, 260, 70, 80, somewhere. Always a 100% crit chance. Bring this down to 3.2 and make it more kind of like a bruiser unit. I feel like that could be kind of interesting. Might do something like that. We'll see. I don't know. Washer Shuri. I've been having a lot of fun with this unit. This unit has been very fun to play with. Here's his gear. Very fun unit. Literally just straight up kills Lamias, kills Karinas, kills ML Shoes. He just kills them. They just die. Great unit. Skill null EE. Guiding light, so that way if I don't take for a stun, at least he probably won't just die. Great unit, fantastic unit. I use him in RTA, I use him in Guild War. I use him in Guild War a lot. yeah, he's just a really good unit. Highly recommend if you don't already have him. Highly recommend using him. He's a great unit. Aola. We don't really use this Aola. I probably should. I have. She has pretty decent gear. She's on Buck. I don't really have a reason not to use her, but I don't really use her. Sometimes I'll pick her in RTA if my opponent is picking a lot of AoEs. Maybe I'll pick her then. But currently she's being used more in lab than she is here in RTA. So yeah. Leica. We don't pick this unit either. That being said, I did just finish rebuilding her. My friend Link, you guys have seen on the channel, uh, took her gear and gave it to someone else. So I had to kind of re-gear her, and I kind of just finished re-gearing her. So now she's back 300 crit damage, 100% crit chance. We got her a little bit more speedy, but she's still pretty. I don't know. I feel like I want her faster. I want her to be like opener level, like 240, 250 speed maybe, so I can like not die. But at least she might be usable now again. I don't know. Maybe I'll try drafting. Maybe I'll try using Guild War. But yeah, that's how you like her now. Hand guy. I feel like I have a pretty good hand guy. My hand guy, I feel like it's pretty nice. 27, 16, pretty good hand guy. We have 75s on too, by the way. But you'll see, you'll see. So here's his gear. Also, we have sort of wasted stat here, kinda, you know. But here's his gear. Have pretty nice little gears, I'll say. All around, solid. Sorry about that. But here's his 75 piece, right? Look how good it rolled. 29% defense, 10 speed, right? That's hard to beat. I'm obviously missing 10 speed here thanks to speed boots, but look how good this rolled. 28% defense. Beating these two substats are so hard to do. I'm sure I'll get there eventually, but I just can't do it right now. It's literally impossible. Strays. Here, see, this is where my symbol went. Like I said before, I needed someone to hit evasion, and at the time he was my evasion unit. I could definitely swap him off of symbol to fucking anything else, but for now, this is what he's rocking. Here's his gear. Obviously, we draft him fairly frequently into lots of tanks, lots of like tanky teams, HP scalers, defense scalers. We draft him into it. He kills. They all die. It's great. Also, hand guy obviously comes in for any cleansing purposes. He drafts a lot as well. So, Obby. Now we don't draft him frequently, but sometimes here's my thing with him. Whenever I'm in a pickle, I'm like I don't know what to draft. Typically, he's the one I draft. If I'm like last picking and I'm like, what do I pick now? He comes out typically. Sometimes he comes out in other case scenarios too, and like he just, you know, vibes. But typically I won't draft him unless I'm just confused and I don't know what else to do. Like fuck it, draft Vildred. So yeah, his gear isn't anything great either. I honestly want him on speed set. I want him to be faster, but trying to beat my stats here is kind of hard to do. We got him on Dust Devil because I really like Dust Devil, like S1. I like his S1. I want to change this artifact, but again, like I said at the beginning of the video, once a unit has the gear, it's their gear. So it's hard for me to want to change the artifact to something else. Rylet. I really love my Rylet. He can be at 10k HP by the way, but I changed some stuff around. I really like my Rylet. Like I really do. But with all the units in the meta right now, the non-attack skills, Polly, Ayola's still there, Lua's, Kongs, fucking even Laya. There's so many units that doesn't care about his evasion buff and can either just strip it or just hit him anyway. It's so hard to draft him or to find a good chance to draft him. But here's his gear. Still love him. Would love to play him more. But yeah, we don't get to draft him like literally anywhere. He is, however, in my Water Expo team. He works really well, by the way. We got him on Double Edge Crescent because, in my opinion, this was always the best artifact for him. So yeah. Champ Z. Now, hold up. I know he's on count. I know he has a count. I know. Let me explain. Let me explain. I can explain. So, for starters, Champ Z. He is the debuff guy. He gets debuffed and he will counter and give the debuff back to the opponent. He's basically the no you of epicseven, right? So, here's his gear. Let me explain why he's on counter and not lifesteal. He's on counter because I figured that, well, what if my opponent doesn't have debuffs? Right? Then he will counter them anyway and still hit them, potentially strip their buff because of Lily Violin, and yeah, right? And also I can still get some lifesteal off because of the S1. Get some lifesteal back. Here's the thing. Another good thing to think about is specifically against Archdemon's Shadow, right? If you get sealed, he can still counter. And if he counters, he then seals the Archdemon. That's my tech. That's why he's on counter set. That's why I haven't took off counter set off of him. I only draft him in RTA against an Archdemon. That's the only time I draft him. That being said, no one really drafts Archdemon. But if they do, I draft him. That's literally it. So he's literally only here for one particular tech, and that's it. Spectende, we don't use her. I don't draft her. Literally ever. She's never drafted. I kind of want to change her stuff a little bit. I want like more damage, I think. Maybe more speed. But this is a gear. I mean, her damage is probably fine. Everything's probably fine with her. I would say again, I don't use her. So I can't really like make a comment like that, but I feel like I just want more for her, speed-wise and stuff. Obviously, book for a whole bunch of shenanigans. I am using her currently in lab. Not a bad unit. She does work specifically against the queen. Zio. Last but not least, Zio. Zio. My Zio is meant to be kind of a damage dealer. So that's why he's on time matter. So we got, 244 speed. I couldn't get 245. I wanted to be 245. Sucks to suck, but 244, whatever. We got him in a lot of effectiveness, well, decent effectiveness. We got him 244, decent bulk, 3.4 attack, 2.6, 263 attack, crit damage. And we have him on time matter for more damage dealt, for more damage in general. I think he's a pretty good unit overall. Well, obviously he's a pretty good unit overall. Does a lot of damage, especially on pin. I like him. He's one of my favorite units to play with because I really like the S1's auto attack animation. Really like the animation. But yeah, normally he's like a first pick for me, first, second pick, something like that. Maybe third pick. It kind of depends. Sometimes he might even become last pick. It just greatly depends on the draft. But yeah, that's my Zio, and that's basically my account. Everybody else is not built, and if they have gear, they're not like built yet. This is just because, the event, and I leveled her up and stuff, but she's not actually going to be getting built. I know I did this, I know I do this for all the like characters we get that has a story that's like that has like the like imprint thing or whatever. I do this for all of them. I leveled them up. I did the same thing for Ocean Base Lulu and Lethe 2. Ains, you know, Ains is Ains. And then everybody else is here. I actually was going to build Chow Down at some point, but I just didn't. But yeah, that's basically it for that. We've been playing for a year. Really love this game. Game's great. Um, I don't know if I did this the way it's normally done. I don't know. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Got some little bit of insight on my account. If you got any questions, comments, whatever you want, feel free to ask in the comment section below. And without further ado, I bid you all adieu. Take care and peace. Bye bye.